Hello, everybody. You are chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. Hope everybody's staying cool and hydrated in these warm weather days that we are in. I'm joined with my guest of the evening. She is a alternative pop artist. See, as soon as I say water and
I
liquor,
know.
she's sipping a tea. So that's good timing. Good timing. So she's an alternative pop artist. She's also a mental health advocate as well. She released her latest single called "Game Over," featuring Hollow Wake. That is available on all the platforms right now. I'm joined with Zhaklina. She's with me right now. How's it going?
It's going really good. Just got home from work. So, yeah, I've been really busy lately promoting the single and um excited about the music video. We just released the music video for Game Over like a little over a week ago, and it's been doing pretty well. Yeah, really busy trying to make time for like rest and sleep and like quality time with my husband, and remembering that like those things are important, but very busy with music and doing really awesome things.
Well said. I feel like every now and then, 24 hours definitely feels like goes by fast, and then you forget someone or something. Sometimes you just gotta take a deep breath and be like, wait a minute, maybe I just need to take a little time out and just focus on what's really important, you know. That is exactly what you're doing. Appreciate you being here on the show. And we'll start off. I want to shout out to Colin for making sure that I pronounce your name correctly. Because when I first saw the name, I was like, "How's this name pronounced?" And then
Yeah.
he
I can
got
also take a minute to like explain it if you
yeah,
would like.
yeah. Go ahead, go right ahead.
All right. I do this like all the time, so I'm just used to it. But so my name, it's pronounced Zhaklina. And it's the Albanian version of the French name Jacqueline. Which I a few years ago like did this deep dive on my name and discovered that Jacqueline is rooted in Jacob from the Bible. So my name is like the feminine Albanian version of Jacob, which is kind of cool. Um, so it's like funny because like when people first meet me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have such a unique name," and I'm like, "I mean, it is, but it's also Jacob." Which isn't that unique. So I always like laugh about that, especially at my shows, because people always I have to like spell my name, pronounce it, and like tell
Yeah,
people a little bit about it. It's always like somebody always asks. So, but yeah, it's Jacqueline, kind of like Gabor, the J. So yeah,
Jacqueline. Okay, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
It feels like you gotta put the accent behind it. It can't just be like
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. It's Jacqueline.
Yeah, and I speak Albanian, and my mom's side of the family, they're like all immigrants. So I grew up with like a lot of Albanian around me, and the way they say my name is Zhaklina. So like I grew up with a lot of like Jacqueline, Jacqueline. So
That's
yeah,
it.
that's that.
Gotcha. So let's get into your latest single, "Game Over," which is a collaboration of yourself and Hollow Wake, a band, and it came out just last month. And so, talk about collaborating with this band led to what led to this collaboration for Game Over.
All right. So oh man. So I've been advocating for mental health through my music since 2017. So like basically every song I write has to do with mental health in some way and has some kind of like really deep message for people. And oftentimes those stories that I write about have to do with something that's occurring in my life or in someone else's life, or is just like something that I've like observed seems to be relatable in like a very general like societal sense where like pretty much anybody would be able to relate to the message. This song initially began, so I actually first started writing it with a friend of mine who came into my life in October of last year. Her name is Carly Reed, and she's from Florida, and she's not a songwriter or anything like that. But we bonded over a lot of hardship that we were going through. And I won't dive too much into her side, but on my end, I've struggled a lot with all forms of abuse in my life, from like emotional abuse to physical abuse to sexual abuse to psychological abuse. I mean, you name it. And what I found, I've been in therapy for 3 years, a little over 3 years now, actually. I just passed my 3 year anniversary, therapy anniversary. And what I've discovered is that at the root a lot of this is it's not your fault, and you have the power to change and like not let these things happen to you anymore. And I know that that can also be circumstantial and it can be more complicated for some people, but for me, I realized that I was giving my power away because of these like shameful messages that I like grew up believing and were like instilled in me. And as I've been peeling away the shameful messages and like pouring into myself like a lot of truth, a lot of wisdom, a lot of light, a lot of love, um, I've found that like a lot of the like I've just let go of a lot of toxicity in my life. It's just kind of either disappeared on its own, or I've had to like put up a lot of like firm boundaries, and those are really hard, like especially with family. That's really challenging, to have boundaries with family that you love and you wish like, you know, your relationship could be better, but you know that it's not healthy for you. You know, you shouldn't let anybody walk all over you, and that includes family. But at the root of a lot of our problems, and a lot of the things that we don't realize that we actually have the power to change, is shame. So once we realize that like what's happening is we're giving our power away, um, I think that there's a lot of like enlightenment there, and an opportunity for people to take their power back. So Carly and I really bonded over that message, and you know, in our own ways, we've been going through a lot of healing, a lot of transformation. And she actually wrote the first verse of that song, and she just was like, we were like on a Zoom call one day, and she's like, so I started writing this song and I don't know if it's good and la la la. And I was like, just read it to me or sing. And she kind of sang it to me. I was like, that's really good. And then I surprised her and I wrote the rest of the lyrics to the whole song. She loved it. So then we took the song to Hollow Wake. So my husband is in Hollow Wake. He is the lead singer. He writes all the drums for their stuff. He plays guitar. He's like one of the main songwriters, like a huge part of this band, and it's a post-hardcore rock band. And my husband is also a huge mental health advocate. The band itself is also really big on mental health. Um, so I knew I had to take it to him because every song I take to him turns to magic. Like he's an amazing songwriter. So and it always, like everything I've ever done with him, when I put it out, gets like some of the best feedback. And I was like, I really want this to do well. It has such great potential. And I wanted it to have like a heavier feel because you know, it's one thing to realize that like there's this battle going on with shame. It's another thing to fully experience it. So I wanted like all of the instruments that were in this to like make people feel like the power and the challenge within that battle. So I knew it had to be heavier. So my husband and his band come in, and like I shared the message with him. I shared the lyrics, and like I had like a basic chord structure down on the keys because I play keys and that's where I tend to write music. And then my husband and I spent like a whole Saturday working on it. And he like wrote the guitars, wrote a lot of the drums and like stuff like that. Then we took it to his partner in crime, um, named Josh Overton, who's like their main producer. He plays guitar as well, oversees a lot of their songwriting and production and stuff, to really like fine tune it. And he helped us figure out the bass line and like lead guitar lines and stuff like that. And with each like step that I took, this song, like the better and better it got. And like the message was one that each songwriter, everybody that was a part of it really connected with in their own way. Um, so yeah, like that's kind of the like general story of like how it started. And what we wanted for people to really experience through both the song as well as the music video that just came out, um, is empowerment. Like I want people to feel empowered when they hear this song. It's not about like judging people or like saying that anybody's better than anyone. It's really about like showing people like what's possible, and that you're capable of anything you put your mind to, um, and that you have more power than you think, and that there's healing available to you.
Very, very deep
Yeah.
um, behind this collaboration. Hearing the connection you have with your friend as far as putting this song together, it's incredible. Um,
Thank you.
it's truly unique, and I mean, the beauty of music is it's getting like-minded people and make some magic happen.
Yeah.
I heard the song for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, this really hit me, hit me hard." You know, um, you definitely take pride of delivering a message behind every song that you do. And with Game Over, the message was very well sent,
Mm,
and it's a very powerful song. Very what's the word I'm looking, empowering. Like anything's possible. You set your mind to it. You're gonna go through hurdles. You're gonna go through obstacles. You're gonna go through you're gonna go through trials and tribulations,
yeah.
but you have what it takes to get through it. And music has a way of affecting people's lives. Songs like that can do that, and I really felt that song. Felt it real deep. Um, it's definitely one of the most heartfelt songs I've heard all year.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Thank you. That
and
means so much.
So it's just an incredible song. I'm glad that it came out the way that it did, and I will be looking forward to more music from you moving forward. Um, feel like we all need some substance, some balance in our music. Can't just be too high. Can't just be too low. You need something that's just gonna make you think. That's gonna make you feel like I can I can do I can do this. Um, so definitely felt like you was put on this earth to really send a message, and you send a message through music, and it resonates. So I am sold on Game Over for Apollo 8. It's a beautiful song. I
Thank you.
guess I guess that's what I was trying to say without a lengthy exclamation, but it's a wonderful song. Uh, so
I'm all
all
about the lengthy explanation. So
So
Don't
yeah,
worry.
so go get it. Game over for Zhaklina and Holloway. You can't use the accent with them, Holloway, but Zhaklina and Holloway.
Yeah.
Game over. That's available on all the platforms. Music videos out for it as well. So let's
Yes.
let's let's talk about the music video. What was it like? Obviously, you get a song out like that. You definitely want to get a visual for it. So what was the experience like shooting the music video for such a very powerful, uplifting song as Game Over? What was it like doing the music video for this song?
Okay. Hmm. I feel like it's so difficult for me to put it into the best words possible because this project was so special. We call it the Game Over Project, everybody that was a part of it. And it's definitely the biggest singular music project that I have ever done or been a part of. I haven't seen anything like this out there, at least like in the independent world. I'm sure there's a lot of this going on in like big label world and stuff, but on the independent level, this was a lot of work, a lot of heart, a lot of time, a lot of money, like a lot of money, um, and a lot of collaboration. So to break it down on like the logistical end of things, Carly, my friend, and I, who like had started writing this song together, um, decided that we wanted to do a whole music video to it and make it this like really big project, like because of how much like the message means to us. Um, and again, I don't want to speak on her story. Like I want her to do that for herself. But on my end, like there's just a lot that I've been overcoming and like saying game over to. And that's kind of been the main theme for us. Like, what are you saying game over to? Um, in our lives. And she's doing a lot of that. And we just both happen to be going through a lot of that at the same time, as well as like we just have a lot of shared trauma that we bonded over and that like we want to help other people like heal through as much as we have control over, because at the end of the day everybody's their own person. But we started um planning the music video in November of last year. She's a big fan of keynote presentations. I was like, PowerPoint, PowerPoint. And she was like, keynote, keynote. I was like, okay, keynote. um, and I'd never done keynote, but I'm a fast learner. So I did keynote and it was pretty cool actually. Like I'm like, all right, all right, all right. I see why you like keynote. And we like planned out the whole thing, storyboarded, figured out like exactly what aesthetic we want everything to have, what kind of outfits we want, how many characters, what scenes, how many scenes, like what kind of props do we want, like what do we want the props to mean, like what are we trying to say when we're like putting these visuals on the screen. We really broke it down, and then I had reached out to a couple different videographers and really fell in love with this one. Her name's Ashley. Well, her videography name is Ashley McIntosh Media. And she's incredible, really good Nashville based videographer. And I grabbed coffee with her and I told her that like, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, we really want to work with you. Like we like your stuff. I'm also like a big like girl power woohoo person, so like I really wanted her because she was a girl as well, and every videographer I've had up until now has been a man, so it was exciting for me because I was like, I'd love to do this like with a woman. And like Ashley and I had coffee for a while. I know it was over an hour. We talked forever, and we also had a lot of shared trauma. Every single person that was a part of this project related to the message and had a lot of shared trauma. And like I think that's part of what made every piece of it so beautiful and so impactful, was because every part that was in the making of this, including and especially the video, um you know, had hands behind it that really, really cared. They weren't just like there because they were trying to get paid or trying to get, you know, promotion or any, you know what I mean? Like cross promotion with social media, cross promotion with platforms. Like they cared about the message. And that's what I was looking for more than anything. Um, so anyway, long story short, we hired Ashley to be the videographer. In the very beginning of the year, it was like the first Saturday of January 2023, we had a vision meeting with my husband, Bobby from Hollow Wake. He's a graphic designer and we own a graphic design company. So we did a lot of like storyboarding. I actually have the storyboard still on my wall. Like I like don't want to take it down because like I'm so obsessed with it, but I'm gonna have to take it down, so we're gonna have to do more. But he's like really good at drawing and all of that, and like he helped us figure out a lot. Like he's the one who designed the cover art for Game Over. I mean, like I gave him ideas, you know, like a basic foundation, but he's the one who made it like amazing. And like I got the song on a billboard and he designed the billboard, and that was really cool. So like it was really important that he was a part of that because I mean he and his band were in it. They were featured in it. He wrote a lot of the song with us. And he's like just an incredible like mastermind of a visionary. And just thinks like logic too, like about things that I don't always think about. Like I'm very like dream big, we'll make it happen. I'm resourceful. And he's like, I know you want that to happen, but you don't have $10,000. And I'm like, oh, I mean, okay. So he's really good at helping me like compromise. And Ashley actually was like that too in the meeting. So it was Ashley, the videographer, me, Carly, and Bobby. And we had like this all day Saturday meeting, like probably for 8 hours, had to break for lunch, like figuring out exactly how we were going to record this video, storyboarding every single shot, every single scene. We had a lot of like inspo videos that we watched and referred to that we were like, we're kind of wanting this vibe here, this vibe there. Like, because there's a lot, I mean, art is art. Everybody pulls from each other. Um, and then after that, it was just like setting the plan into action. So, you know, I had to find actors, a lot of that, actually all of the actors in the video are my friends. The band was like my husband's band. Those are actually the people in Hollow Wake. None of them were actors. Then my husband plays like this menace in the video, which is kind of cool. We had to figure out costumes and props. Like we were super intentional about the props. We got a lot of different kinds of vices, and we got really crafty. We made them. Went to Hobby Lobby, went to Goodwill, went to like everywhere. Facebook Marketplace, Amazon up the wazoo. Like we rented a banquet table from a rental company here in Nashville. I drove a U-Haul for the first time because it's usually my husband, but I was like, game over to fear. So I was like, I'm gonna drive a U-Haul for the first time to be able to like bring the stuff like back and forth from like it's called Arts Pancakes, the rental company, for anybody who needs to know that in Nashville. They rent stuff out and you can use it for your music videos. And that was really exciting for me. That was really scary, but also really exciting. The costumes took a while. I have wings that I made. I handmade, I sewed, I taped, I hot glued. I burned my fingers, and it took like 3 nights to make. We designed all of the actors' costumes. We planned out like what dates. It was in total a 4-day shoot. So 4 full days of shooting. So that was a lot of work. You know, and we also had to feed everybody. We had to get everybody to the location. We had to find the locations. That was a whole endeavor in and of itself, and we did. And that was really cool. So yeah, from like January through March, we shot like most of the video in March. The band scene in the video was shot in February, because that was like when the band could like all meet together because they're all really busy. And then we shot like the other 3 like main settings for the video in March in like the same 3-day weekend. So like from January to March was just like prepping, planning, and action. After the video was done, we also had to hire a makeup artist. She was incredible. Her name's Skylar. We also had a lot of BTS people, like behind the scenes photographers and videographers getting content for us. Which Ashley actually she was the one who made that happen. But we also did like any scene that I wasn't actually in, I was like taking pictures. So it's like you're working, you know, the whole, if you're on set, you're working. You're doing something, even if you're not like in front of the camera or holding a camera. Um, so after the video is done being shot, then you hit the editing process. And that's probably the hardest part, in my opinion, because you got to like go through all of the footage. And it was a lot of footage and figure out, like, okay, let me like wean out all of the bad stuff where like it's blurry or I don't look good or like it's just not, it doesn't, it's not the best. You know, you want to be able to like really use the best shots that you have. And that probably took Ashley, I know it took about a month for her to really go through a lot of it. And then I went up to her place and spent like a whole like evening with her, really narrowing down exactly like where I wanted certain scenes and like pointing out specific ones that I really, really liked. So I'm a big part of the editing process. I do not consider myself the editor of the video, but I play a really big role in guiding the editing of the video. And then she sends a music video rough. I go through it. I like give her some feedback, some notes. She sends another rough and I give her some feedback, some notes, and then I get a final, and that's what's released. Um, and then there's promoting the video, and that's like a whole other thing. So yeah, a lot of work, and I was so scared. Like there's so many things that I did that were new and different and like extremely challenging in ways that I had not been challenged before in my career. Like I have grown a lot through this project. And I can't tell you how many times I was like so worried that like it wasn't gonna work or something was gonna happen. And like things happened, that's for sure. Certain props broke, something ripped, like little things like that. You know, some people were in bad moods and we had to work with that because like we're human and that happens. People have bad days, people get dehydrated, they get hangry, they're tired. I was tired. Like one of the actually two of the shoots I like worked on like 2 hours of sleep because I stayed up so late the night before getting everything ready, getting all the props, organizing everything. Like I also was like responsible for the entire itinerary, the entire schedule, and like keeping everybody organized and making sure everybody knew where they were supposed to be, what they were supposed to be doing, and you know, what they needed to bring, and making sure everybody was fed and like had water and all of that good stuff because that's really important when you have a lot of people helping you. Um, but yeah, I was scared, but I did it. And I think like the pivotal moment for me with the video was when I did the butterfly shot. So there's like this whole theme. It's very like Inception. Like it's I tell people it's Alice in Wonderland meets Evanescence meets Inception, this music video. So there's a lot of layers to it. And one of the layers is this theme of being in a cocoon and then coming out of the cocoon and transforming into a butterfly. And that's like when I'm standing on this block and I'm wearing my wings that I made. And there's some BTS footage of me standing there in complete shock that I made this happen. I was like, I can't believe I did this. And it's so true. Like my biggest fear with those wings was figuring out how to actually make them function. Cause I was like, I know I'm gonna make them look pretty, but how am I gonna get them on me? Cause I was wearing this like really thin satin dress with very thin spaghetti straps. And I'm like, how am I going to get this thing on me? I had to like sew straps and I'm like, I don't make clothes and I'm just YouTubing all of this and figuring it out and learning. But I did it and it felt so good, but it almost I was like, "Somebody pinch me, this doesn't feel real, I can't believe I did this," and that's truly how I feel about this project is just like, I did that. And then, like, I think what really sealed in that feeling for me was when we released the video, I actually got it on a billboard, and in Nashville, and I went and took a picture in front of it, and I was like, "Wow." Huge milestone. So, I definitely would say that this project in itself is a huge, like, mile marker in my career. I'm always gonna remember this because I feel like I have leveled up a lot through this project in my career.
Yeah, yes, you did. Definitely. I want to point out you mentioned PowerPoint. I come from the PowerPoint generation. Back in those high school days, you know,
Uh-huh.
getting those work done for school. Um, if only younger generation knew how much a PowerPoint meant, in those days, going to school and getting the work done for your class. People got the keynote, but I come from the PowerPoint generation, so shout out to PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Uh,
I still think they're
uh,
great.
yeah, PowerPoint, we still love you. Um, at least most of us do anyway. But yeah, and when I saw the video, I'm glad you brought up Evanescence because that's kind of the feeling I had when I saw it. That this is some Evanescence esque feel to the music video. And it turned out really, really good. And a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication was put into this. And, seeing it on now Nashville, seeing it, and you getting the photo of that, that's beautiful for your current city. You're a New Yorker. What you do is I'm in Nashville and you see the butterfly, see your music video being recognized in Nashville, music city of the world. That's a big deal. Um,
Yeah. Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, it makes me wanna cry just thinking about it all over again. Yeah.
yeah. So if you haven't seen the music video, it is on YouTube. So go check it out. Zhaklina and Hollow Break. Game Over is the name of the song. It's the song itself is on the platforms, and the music video itself that's on YouTube. So go give it a listen. Go check out the visual. See the butterfly. To see it all put together, and support independent artists like Miss Zhaklina here, and she would truly uh, appreciate your support. Um, this was a very fun, powerful interview that I've got to do with you, and I'm glad that I had the privilege of having this conversation. I think it's wonderful that an artist like yourself that is using strong message behind your music, bringing awareness to mental health because a lot of us are going through it, but we don't know who to go to or we don't know who to turn to. We feel lost at times. I mean, this whole pandemic shook the world, and we were just wondering if we was ever going to get back to some resemblance of normalcy. And while we have, there's still more going on, and we're just trying to get through it. Um, but just hearing your story and hearing this music video and your music, I'm very, very thankful to have had this conversation with you.
Mm.
Just to put an art in perspective, you know, I'm a mellow, laid back person. and I go through some things. And sometimes you just need a pat on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I'm here," you know. And I want to thank you for being you and just being a beacon of hope, not
Mm.
just in music but in society. Uh, because we need people like you just to say, "Hey, we're gonna get through this together." So I thank you for your music, for your gifts, and for everything else that you bring to this incredible music scene that is in Nashville. I look forward to hearing more music for you down the road, but I will have Game Over on repeat.
Thank
I
you.
will, and as a matter of fact, I don't just do podcasting, but I do music as well. I play music on the show, and I will be playing Game Over on a future playlist.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you so much. That
so
means so much to me. Thank you.
I appreciate your time. Check out Zhaklina on the social media sites, and her name is spelled Zhaklina.
Yeah.
So that just type that name, and her name's gonna pop up, and so Twitter, Instagram, website, everything's on there, and music and what she has in store next. So check her out. Thank you so much for your time. And I
Thank
wish
you.
you continue happiness, the best of mental health, and just to wish you the absolute best um, as you continue to progress as a independent musician. Please, everybody, support indie artists like Zhaklina. Please show them your support, especially if they come to your town, buy the merch, and just give them your energy. Um, they will truly appreciate it. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
You enjoy
Thanks for
your night. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks again.
all right. Bye.
Bye bye.